The cat, yeah.
Oh,
Hello.
hi.
All right, we are live. I'm just going to click over on Instagram and hit go live there.
Cool.
Okay, so hello everybody. I'm here with Summer, and we were both just in California for an event, and that
Yeah,
was so much fun.
so much.
Yeah, and so it was more than just like the people that we work with directly. It was like other people within the business. And we got to not only talk with them, but hear presentations from them and just kind of get like a feel for how other people run their businesses. And it was really interesting and really fun.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like keep thinking back on that I think we were exposed to how they run their businesses on their team. And then and that was very interesting, just as much as they could kind of see that what we do is very different. And so that was interesting too, because normally like Colton and Priscilla, they haven't opened it up to all the teams before. So I thought collaborating was very insightful for all of us.
Yeah, it definitely was because
I was hungry and I was sleeping like all day, and Dad and I eat it up in my bed.
I know. Dad gave Olivia a hard-boiled egg in her bed yesterday because that's what dads do. So.
That is a dad thing for sure.
Anyway, so now she's eating one on my lap.
Oh
but yeah, definitely getting to hear how other people run their business. And it was really eye-opening because I think it was kind of shocking to all of us on the women that we work with that other teams don't do it similar to how we do it. So like we have a direct one-on-one mentor. We help you close your first $75,000 in sales. And like we really have a system of training that we plug you into like when you start with us. And other teams do not have that.
No. It's actually crazy that if people can build this business with no support, like imagine if you have the support. And that's why we really can shrink the timelines of you making your first 100K, because it only takes 24, 25 sales. So that's not a lot, but it is a lot if you don't have the support. And I just was talking about that of like what a mentor is, why that's important, and they help you not step wrong. And so having a mentor, like, of course, people who start now, like Kat and all of us, we're gonna reach these goals faster than Jeff and Kara, who've been doing this for 3 years. So I can only imagine being on different teams and it being like no support craziness.
Exactly. Like I can't even imagine like starting and like not understanding like how to do the paperwork or like how to talk to people or like just anything. I just can't even imagine. And then like of course after I was like looking up people on like different teams and like their Instagrams and everything because like of course I want to like see what they're doing. And just looking at the amount of because like of course they post like their team wins and like whatever and how much they make per sale and everything. And the numbers were drastically different. Numbers. Like I'm talking multiple thousands of dollars, like $3,000-$4,000 differences between like how we teach people to sell and how other people sell. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy too is when you think about it, you know, people, if your husband came to you and he's like, I want to open up a bar. That's like, okay, like, yes, let's open up a bar. You tell your friends and family, they're like, okay, awesome. Like, that's so exciting. And when people open up these brick and mortar businesses, traditional businesses, whether that's online or whatever, you have to figure it out yourself. You have to figure out how to market, how to make sales. You have to figure out, you know, what your brand is. You have to figure all these things out, and that's normalized. But here it's called crazy to start an online business, but we actually have the mentorship and all that integrated in. And it's like normal business owners like Alex Hermosi, people pay multi 4 or 5 figures to get in a room with him so they can help mentor he can help mentor their business of giving them tips. And it's like, we have access to that instantaneously. And it's like, it's just such a blessing.
No, no, I'm the same here.
Okay, that's all right. You can stay here.
But there's not.
It's all right. Look, Dad's going. You can sit here and eat your egg. And yeah, I mean, like, just watching how the people in the room reacted when our mentors, Jess and Tara, gave their presentation. Just watching the rest of the room, like a couple hundred people, like just stare at them and take pictures of like the slideshows and like record parts of videos of what they're saying. And these people are like in awe, right? And we're sitting there like, yeah, like they told us this last week, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, like we hear this all the time. Like this is like normal for us.
Yeah.
But like it really kind of hit home then of like, oh yeah, we definitely like have it made here with like all the mentorship and all the training and everything.
No, for sure. It was really humbling because, you know, I don't think I've done anything like this, and neither have I. And so I kind of just took my mentor's word for it of like, you don't understand how lucky we are and blessed we are. You know, it's not normal to get this type of one-on-one support from 7-8-figure mentors. And then even, you know, them helping you close your first few sales, like you're saying, like, that's not really normal. And I was just like, okay, like I believe you. And that was it. And then once we got into these rooms, it was very humbling to be like, okay, every team doesn't have the access to the types of people we do. They don't work this closely. They don't get the weekly coaching and stuff. Like even today, I had an onboarding with a girl who's in the travel agency business, and she's done really well there, but they do like similar in terms of online marketing, like attraction marketing, stuff like that. But I asked her what her trainings looked like, and they were very far and few between. And it's like, we get every single day, we have a training, and then we get direct access to our mentors all the time, but Thursday and Friday specifically, very, very close. And so that again, put it into perspective even more, you know, holy cow, there's no reason why you would join this and fail unless you literally didn't listen.
Exactly. And like, that's just it, is like we show every single day, we show the people that like look at our content and like watch our stories and whatever, like we show the proof that it works, but people like just don't believe it. Like they just don't believe it. And no, they don't believe it, Ollie. They really don't. And I actually had kind of an interesting experience where it's like, okay, so if a man, I'm gonna get a little bit feminism up in here, okay? But like, okay, if a man starts a business and he makes 20K a month, wow, you're such a badass. Like, wow, you worked so hard, you ran that business. Okay. Well, I was at a nice high-end bar, right, when we were at this convention, and a gentleman asked me like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I do high ticket sales. And he's like, oh, like looked at me like, no, you don't. And I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, you mean prostitution? And I was like, oh, okay. So if a man makes a lot of money, he's a badass. But if a woman does, it's because she sells her body. Like what? Like,
yeah, it's like you do OnlyFans, or you know, you had family money, or you know, daddy's money, or it's your husband's money. It's like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's like, no, in this business, like we are literally teaching women, we are teaching mothers how to actually run a business, right? It's not just like how to do a little bit of selling makeup or a little bit of that. Like, no, it's literally how to run a business.
Yeah.
Like our training is split up into different parts where like, okay, first you learn this, first you learn that. And then, oh, part 3, no, like you're learning to be a leader. You're learning to be a mentor. You're learning to run a business.
Yeah, you have to learn those high income skills to be successful in anything, but specifically business owners, entrepreneurs, you have to really shape yourself to work on your mindset, learn communication to talk to people, learning how to close and sales is a skill, learning how to market and brand yourself is a skill. And I would have never learned how to do that, you know, prior to this business. And people go to school for business, communications, marketing. People go to school for that for 4 years, and we get that attached to this business that if I didn't do high ticket, I could take that with me anywhere. This is something that I would put on my resume because it's a skill.
For sure, for sure. And like that's just it. Is like the things that we are learning in this business are more than just for this exact moment, this year, this whatever. They are lifelong skills because
Yeah.
okay, well go over there, please.
Okay.
Shh, 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 shh. All right, skedaddle. Okay, sorry, interruption. But like the skills that we learn here, yeah, are things that you can take elsewhere in life. Are skills you can take everywhere else with you in life, like negotiation, right? Closing, the skills that you learn with that, take that into a job interview, take that into a conversation that you're having about whatever, like it's more than just here.
Yeah. It's so true. What you learn spills over into so many different aspects of your life, like from being a mom to, if a lot of people start this business because they're needing to build a side income to replace their income. So they're in 9-to-5s. They can take that skill into their job. They can take it into their relationships. Like how, we know, but there's so many people that are in our group chats, like saying, my husband has noticed like our relationship has gotten better, or my husband's mindset has started to change because my mindset has changed. And it's like, there's so many things that really make this business invaluable for sure.
Oh yeah. And like just so when we were at the conference, the different leaders of the different groups were up on stage and gave their presentations. And there was one specifically that really hit home for me. And she was talking about essentially like how your emotions are linked to your reactions, right? And like how it all is linked together. And she specifically like related it to our business and to just life and whatever. And I was so emotional with that. And I started crying because literally just the week prior, I talked about that in therapy.
Wow.
And I went through that in therapy about like, okay, my daughter not getting in the car, right? That stresses me out and whatever, and gives me anxiety because we're going to be late. And then I yell because like whatever. And in therapy, we like broke it down and went through all the different things. And then, oh my gosh, she was doing that in her presentation.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, it's hitting home.
But again, it's like you learn that from a therapist and she learned that from this business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know the different speakers all had so many great takeaways. And again, it's like everybody who went up there, it's very easy to put people who are in a better position from the outside looking in on a pedestal. But something that was very obvious was everybody who went up there had very hard crap that they went through in their life, if not currently going through.
Yeah.
And this business has helped them navigate life, and really the only differentiation is like moving through that fire, because who you become on the other side of that adversity really grows you. And when you develop the skills to help you work through those emotions because of this business, like you just continue to evolve and get better and better. And then eventually you're up on stage teaching it to people just like we were exposed to, because the skills help you grow personally, but in your business as well.
Yeah, definitely. And like going to California on this trip was the first time that one, I had ever traveled by myself on an airplane. Two, had ever been to California. Like it was a whole bunch of things for me, right? But the moment I got there, everyone was so welcoming. Like all of these women that I have known for a year online, right? Like never met them in person, were so welcoming. Like as soon as I got in Chris's car, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited you're here." As soon as I like Katya came in from the airport, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here," and hugged me.
Yeah.
And then like the next day I went and I knocked on your guys' door and like everybody was giving hugs and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like it's just so welcoming."
Yes.
And like, we want each other to do well and want each other to be successful. And like that is part of what makes this such an amazing team, right? Because it shows that like when you help each other, everyone does better.
Yeah. It's like we're not in competition with each other. And that's kind of the culture that has been bred on Babs specifically for this team. And I read something the other day, and it's like, you started something for yourself, but like with this business, I think like we started for ourselves, but you're never by yourself. And
Exactly.
and that's so powerful, because doing things alone is hard. Like I said, like trying to start a business and having nobody to go to unless you paid for it or wasted your time researching on Google, like that's hard. That's isolating. That's how you feel like an island, you isolate yourself. Where like with this business, you always have the support. Like I reach out to, sidelines. I reach out to people who, because we're all going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. She's okay. We're okay.
See, I'm like,
he knows it's time for her to go to bed. He keep peeking in.
oh my gosh.
She's okay, Ollie. He's okay.
There's no talking in meetings.
There's no talking in meetings.
Oh,
wow.
Silent meeting.
Wow. Ooh.
Oh
well, now I kind of got sidetracked. Forgot what we were talking about.
Just not doing business alone.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, because like you said, like either the people in the business working with us have either done it before or are currently doing it. Like somebody is going through something very similar, and we can at least talk through it or get pointers or tips from it.
Yeah.
And like even if I reach out to my direct mentor and she's like, oh shoot, like I don't know, but she'll find out. Like she'll just go to her mentor and ask them.
Yeah.
And like it's very much a team for sure. Like very much.
Yeah. And I think a big takeaway I took away from convention was just that, nobody really got up there and talked about the business, because what we do is very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who got up there and talked about stuff, they talked about mindset work, whether that was identity or worthiness or just their journey. And I think that's just a really good reminder of this business is easy. That's the easiest thing that we do. Like we post on social media, but the hardest part is mindset. And you can't lead yourself out of a cave if you don't know how to get out. And so with this business, it's, we really work on mindset. You have people surrounding you to help show you. You have access to people like this convention, even for people who were there that didn't maybe have support from their mentor, them going into that room helped them, because at some point this year or this month, they got access to something that could really fuel their fire and remind them of like, okay, I need to work on this, this, and this, and so you always have access to that with this business. It's not, a lot of other conventions, I feel like they release a product for their company and they're like, hoorah, like we're releasing like a fat loss pill or something. That's not what we do at all.
No. And it was very eye-opening too. I learned a lot about health and wellness, I guess, that like I hadn't really, I mean, like I knew it, but it didn't like sink in. Like we watched a documentary on how the water in our product like literally has changed lives, like actual people's lives. And that really like hit home for me. And I actually like saved that link, and like I have people I'm going to send it to in my life, like not because I want to make a sale from them, because like that's not what it's about. I want to share with them like what this product can actually do for them. Okay. Like that's part of it. And then like, there's something else I was going to say too. Just totally slipped my mind. Yeah. Okay. So you were talking about how the different leaders from our different groups got up on stage and how they didn't talk about the business, right? They talked about mindset. And I specifically remember there was, I think this was during a Q&A. During lunch, there was like a Q&A portion, and there was our two leaders, Jess and Tara, and then Balaj. And so Balaj is a big multimillionaire in this business. He's been doing it for like 13 years. He's very well known. And so the woman in the crowd asked a question, and it was something like, how can I get from 5A to 6A the fastest? So essentially she's asking, how do I get from this pay to this pay the fastest. And Jess and Tara answered like a different part of her question, and a couple minutes later, Balaj's turn to like answer that question. And he really said, I just kind of want to focus on your wording. And he repeated it back to her. And he said, there's a lot of like I going on there. And then he reiterated what he says all the time, which is like, if you make it about other people, if you make it about other people's success and other people's health and other people, you will get what you want in return. You will get financial stability in return, but you can't make it about yourself. Like that is how you get far in this business.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like it really is about helping other people and just helping them find a solution to their problems. And that in itself, you know, if you told someone, yeah, like I help people problem solve, they're like, oh, that's amazing. Like, how do you do that? Sales. Sales is not anything bad. Sales is literally just helping people, and everything in life costs money. So everyone is not opposed to making more money, right? And so when we show people that this can solve their money problems, which in turn can give you more options in your life to get your time back, to get memories and experiences with your family, like that's all we're doing. And it's so amazing to get to help other people do that. And knowing like you're going to start this business for you, but you're going to grow so much more. Like the person that I was prior to starting, I always tell Kat, like, how were you even friends with me prior to starting this business? And I'm literally embarrassed to look back at who I was before, because like you just grow so much.
I know. And I feel the same way too. Like I am definitely not the same person. Like literally in November, maybe even September, I don't know, 2024, I was crying in the case manager's office at the hospital, just crying because like I didn't know who I was anymore. I'd become a mother. I'd been a nurse for like 6 some years. Like I didn't know who I was. I didn't like where I worked. I know I needed more money, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I was so lost. Now, like literally fast forward just like a little bit over a year, and like I was in a room with people who make so much money I can't even like imagine it, right? And to get to like just hear their experiences, hear like their strategies, and just like be in a room where mindset is like the number one priority for them, really like helped it like solidify that like I am in the right place. Because mindset, like you said, is like a huge part of this business. We're constantly doing personal development, and like I've already changed so much. And then just going to that one convention and being exposed to even more, like I just came back like feeling like a whole new person. And I just wish that everybody could experience that, I guess, or like get out of their oops, sorry, kiddo. Like get out of their town, right? Because like you don't know what you don't know until you learn it. So like you grow up in the small town, you stay living in the small town, you stay living in the same state. Like all the views of the people are pretty much the same in those areas. Like everyone's experiences are pretty much the same. So like until you get out of your bubble, whether it's like by meeting people like online or like whatever in person, like if you're not exposed to new things, you don't learn new things, I guess.
No, and that's what, you know, like everything we have just said, you know, it's that transformation, that evolution of who we are and just the rooms that we now have access to. And like you're saying, it's about helping other people get access to that and experience that transformation internally, but also for them to help change their external life. And that's what's so exciting. Like I literally just watched a video on TikTok today, and she was like, you want to know how to be successful in business? Be the most annoying person in the room, because eventually people are going to be like, okay, yeah, like you're annoying at first, but and I say that all the time, I will scream this business from the rooftops, because at some point you're going to have a line in the sand moment. And you're going to be like, oh, I remember that really annoying girl Summer on the internet talking about how to make more money. And so I have no problem being unapologetically myself and talking about a business that has changed my life. But has changed your life. And I see so many people change their life as well. Like stay-at-home moms, people with no experience prior, like it would be doing people a disservice if I wasn't blowing about this business.
Well, that's just it. Like I'm sure, like, I think Summer and I both probably shared some content from the trip, right?
Yeah.
And like, there were so many women who have had regular, consistent, like 10, 15, 20K cash months, right? And like, if they would have never started this business, where would they be?
Yep.
Right? Like if Kat had never shared her experience with this business online,
Me and you would have never been in the room.
Exactly. Like if that one woman had decided to not post on Instagram, like none of us would be here right now, Like it's just so crazy how one decision can really change the complete trajectory of your life.
Yeah, it's very, like, I literally have chills, like just thinking about it, because it's so crazy. But people just forget their dreams. People forget what they want to do. Like you're saying, we get so stuck in staying in the town, staying in our mundane cycle. We're never challenging ourselves to grow. And Balaj, she actually was talking about in a podcast somewhere in the abyss. He was saying, if you're not growing, you're dying. And it's like, if you are not growing, you're dying. Think about that. So you have to grow, whether that's this business or not. Like I've talked to a lot of people actually who the business wasn't a good fit for, but they ended up like doing something else. And they have told me, like, I just thank you, because if I never talked to you, like I would have never pushed myself to start this thing that I've been thinking about. And like, if that's what I can do, I am here for it.
Well, exactly. And like, if you don't think about, okay, how do I want to word this so I don't sound okay? So like, yes, I can talk about like, oh, think about the time freedom you're going to have with your daughter. Oh, think about this. Oh, think about that. What if you think about, okay, so then in 10 years from now, she'll be 13. Okay, she's going into high school. Like, what did I miss? Like, if I think about it that way, like what would I have missed if I wasn't home with her? Like, oh, flash forward to when she's getting married. Like thinking about like, okay, well, what did I miss in her childhood? Like, oh my gosh, I missed her prom or something because I had work, or oh, I missed like her first date because I had work. Okay, that's fine. That sounds wonderful. Or I would miss moments like this, right?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's so true.
If you think about what you're going to miss instead of what you want, it really kind of helps put things into perspective a little bit more of like, okay, yeah, I don't want to have to miss that.
Yeah. Like, what's the cost of you not making a change in your life? That was, and I would say, unfortunately, most people don't prepare, and they don't think about that. They don't think like, okay, things are fine now, but what if I don't? What is the cost? Like they don't prepare in that aspect. A lot of times they're like me and they have no choice but to change. And I will say to that, it's way easier to plan, like create a plan of action and prepare ahead of time to come up with a solution than it is to dig yourself out of a hole because you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Exactly. And like, when I first started this business, I didn't even know like who I was talking to, right? Or like who was I even going to share this business opportunity with, right? And like, as I've now been in almost a year, I've really like came to like the realization that like there is not enough like empower. You need to talk? Okay, well, why don't you let me finish first? There is not a lot of support for mothers, okay? Like there really is not. Because no matter what you do as a mother, you're wrong.
Yep.
Right? If you choose to stay home with your children so they don't have to go to daycare, you're wrong, because then your husband has to work more. So then you're at home and like, how dare you, feel burnt out after spending all day with a bunch of toddlers, like you're wrong for that. But then if you decide like, okay, no, my husband and I both need to work, and then you put your kids in daycare, oh, well, you're wrong for that, because like you're not taking care of your children and someone else is raising them.
Yeah.
Right. And like, it just, no matter what you choose as a woman, you're wrong.
Yeah.
It seems
so
like.
true.
And so like, since starting this business, I've really kind of realized that like the women I want to work with are the women who don't want to be told that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Right. We're the women who we want to work, but guess what? We also want to be home with our kids.
Yeah.
Right. We want to be able to pay for the things that we want, live the life that we want, but also have our children with us.
Yep.
Even though I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, like, I'm not going to have anyone tell me that like I can and cannot do something. Like, no, I will do it and I will be successful and you're going to watch me. And like, that's the type of women that I want to work with. Like, not the type that are like, oh yeah, well, maybe I'll do it, but I'm not sure because what if people think whatever? No.
Yeah.
I want women who know what they, want, and
they're
going to make it happen.
And that's what it's like we always say, there's no convincing, if someone wants to get out of the rat race that you were just explaining, like that one or the other, people will do anything in their power to make it work. Like if something is important enough to you, it doesn't matter. Like you'll figure out a way to have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just say,
well,
how come that was rats in it?
You have anything to add, Olivia?
Yeah. And I would
Oh, actually, Olivia, I do have a question for you. So, is mommy home most nights with you when it's bedtime?
No.
What?
Uh-huh.
Wait, no, be honest. Am I home with you most nights when we go to bed?
No. Because sometimes you're not, sometimes you are, because sometimes you need to go work, and sometimes you do not.
That is true. Sometimes I do have to go to work. Yeah. Do I go to work a lot?
Yeah, no.
No, I don't. I only work 2 days a week, and I'm usually home for bedtime. So I don't know what I was expecting a 3.5-year-old to say, but
that is very true.
Well, thank you so much, Summer, for hopping on with me. I really enjoyed kind of going over everything from the convention.
I'm so glad that we finally got to meet.
Yes. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.